traveled to Mexico a bunch of times since the show's been on, over the last 20 years. And wherever I travel, I always have people come up to me, but especially in Mexico, who love Malcolm. They love the family, they love the show. I would say that the Mexican audience is our number one fans in the world, for sure.
Totally.
We've been talking about remaking the show for over 10 years. And it started with like a little email chain amongst all the cast. And everybody really was excited about it. We knew that Eric didn't want to be a part of it from the beginning, but he always gave his blessing for us to remake the show. You know what I mean? So everybody else is back. He's the only one who's not. One thing I can share is the kid who they hired to play Dewey. You're gonna think is Dewey.
It's identical. It's identical. Yeah, it's identical.
You're gonna believe it's Dewey. What I can say is the old audience of Malcolm will love it, right? Because you're gonna see the characters that you grew up. You're gonna see the family. You're gonna see the same craziness, of that family. There's a lot of new characters that they're introducing in this new reboot that are, I'll call it younger, right? Which maybe will help either new people to find the show or the younger audience to relate with. I don't know if we'll see any more Malcolm in the Middle, but that doesn't mean that there might not be more that comes from this version of Malcolm in the Middle, if that makes sense. But Patrick, what am I allowed to say? People have to watch it and like it, and then we'll see what happens. Got to play a lot of different characters in my life, and a lot of people used to question when I was a kid, like, how are you going to break the mold or not just be recognized as Malcolm? And I always thought, like, to be recognized as anything that people love, I mean, the show ended 20 years ago, and everybody still loves it. That's a pretty cool accomplishment. So I don't hide from the fact that I was Malcolm. You know what I mean? I take pride in it, and I'm excited to, allow people to see me as Malcolm again, 20 years older, and see where the character is and stuff. I had a really positive experience as a child actor. You hear a lot of stories of, people going down the wrong path. My experience in Hollywood was always 100% positive. That said, like, it's not a business I want my 4-year-old son to go into, you know what I mean? And I don't know exactly why. Maybe it's more of there's way more rejection as an actor than there is,
anywhere else.
Getting the role. There's millions of people trying to do it, and I think it's almost like winning the lottery initially. You have to be at the right place at the right time and the right person pick you, and then you got to do a good job when you get that opportunity. Yeah. But it's really like winning the lottery. Okay. I didn't realize this until maybe like 5 years ago. My wife had never seen any of the show, and we were watching it together because I hadn't watched it either, right? Yeah. And we watched all 151 episodes, and she looked at me and she goes, "You weren't acting at all." That is you. I didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
No saben que si eso fue bueno o malo.
But now being back filming Malcolm, like 20 years later, because I've done a lot of acting in between, but like I'm so comfortable playing Malcolm because it really is just kind of me.